Greetings Netrunners and welcome to our look at the new Democracy and Dogma datapack. Today we'll be looking at the runner cards, starting with Political Graffiti, a new Anarch card. At a cost of 0, it's an event run. It has make a run on archives. If successful, instead of accessing cards, add political graffiti to an agenda in the corp score area as a hosted condition counter with the text, "This agenda is worth -1 agenda points. Trash political graffiti if the corp purges virus counters." Now, this is a great way to make the corp waste a turn. Anyone who's using virus counters anyway knows that eventually the corp will waste a turn for doing 3 clicks and clearing all the virus counters. And the more times you get them to do this, the more turns they waste, the longer you have to dig for agendas. And with this can allow you to waste, for a cost of 0, get them to waste another turn. So it's immensely handy for that kind of deck. Next we have the criminal cards, and we have a new runner, Nero Severn, Information Broker. He's a link strength of 1 and has his ability as once per turn you may jack out when you encounter a sentry. Now, that's particularly handy against some of the more nasty Hasbioroid ice that has the sentry ones, and it means that when you encounter it you can just jack out. You don't have to do the encounter as long as it's a sentry, which works very well with his new console, which is built into his monocle. Called Reflection, cost of 2, has +1 memory and +1 link strength. And whenever you jack out, the corp reveals 1 card from HQ at random. So since it's at random, if you just keep running into the same piece of ice, jacking out, then gradually you'll get a look at whatever the corp's got in their entire hand, which can be handy. I mean, there's plenty of cards out there that you reveal a card from the corp's hand. But now, you can just use this repeatedly, keep hitting that same piece of ice, jacking out, and gradually you'll get a picture of what the corp has in its HQ. Next we have the new consumer grade hardware for this set, which allows you to have 6 of a card in the deck. Spy camera, cost of 0, and has click. Look at the top X cards of your stack and arrange them in any order. X is the number of copies of spy camera installed. And since it's consumer grade hardware, that means you can have up to 6 in the deck. You can just look at the top 6 cards, theoretically, and rearrange them how you like. It also has trash, look at the top card of R&D. So if you've used it as many times as you want to look for your deck, or you just really need to know what's got the next card on R&D is going to be, if you're planning to do a run on it, you can use this, just trash it, and then you can know if it's right to make a run or not. And you can still have all your other copies to keep doing the other ability. Next we have Political Operative. Cost of 1, it's a resource connection. Install only if you made a successful run on HQ this turn. So, maybe a bit difficult later in the game. If you get it off early, that's good. It has trash, pay the trash cost of a res card. Trash that card. So instantly, you can trash any of the corp's assets, upgrades, anything that's got a trash cost that's been rezzed. You can now trash it without having to go through the ice. And that's immensely handy. Like I say, you really want to get off early game and save it for later because of the fact that you have to do a successful run on HQ, and if they ice it up, then it's going to be more difficult. But if you have this, you can just hold on to it for when they get their economy going, or when they've got an asset or an upgrade that's causing you a problem, and then you can just trash this and trash that card. Next we have the shape cards, and this one is Sedioyata, one of the new Diva icebreakers. It's program icebreaker AI Diva, cost 4, memory cost of 1, and has 1 credit, break ice subroutine on a piece of ice with 3 or more subtypes, so good for the more powerful and complicated pieces of ice like the Bioroid ones. 1 credit, and plus you get +1 strength, has a base strength of 2, so it's not too bad, and that lets you get up pretty quickly. And here's the interesting bit, it has 2 credits, swap Sedioyata with a Diva program from your grip. Now, there's already 1 other Diva program predicted, which is going to be an Anarch card. I'm guessing there's going to be a criminal one as well, and you can allow you to swap between them if you've got the others in your hands. Now on to the neutral cards. Freedom through Equality. 3 credits and an event current. This card is not trashed until another current is played or an agenda is scored. When you steal an agenda, add Freedom through Equality to your score area and as an agenda worth 1 agenda point. Now for me, that is immensely handy, because How many times have you stolen 2 3-point agendas and now you're just 1 point short and you're desperate to try and find that last agenda to win you the game? With this, the 3-point one you just stole is now effectively a 4-point one. And there's nothing the corp can do about it. These advances you can take out of your score area at all. If you've got something that moves agendas, they're probably going to take a higher one, so this is probably safe. This will get you that extra point you want. And I can say right now I will be using this card because to just have that one extra point when you need it is a huge game changer. Next we have Akshara Serene, a resource connection. Cost of 0 and has each player has 1 additional click to spend during his or her turn. Now this is a tough one for me because an extra click a turn, always handy. But giving the corp one as well, when that will allow them to not only play but then score a 3-point agenda, that's a bit too risky for me. I would say that I would avoid using that card. And finally we have Councilman. Cost of 0, resource connection. Whenever the corp reses an asset or upgrade, you may pay credits equal to its res cost and trash Councilman. If you do de-res that asset or upgrade, the corp cannot res it for the remainder of this turn. Now this is just a great way to get the corp to waste money. You play it for nothing, and then the corp is going to just have to spend the credits for you to get rid of this thing. Because if they know if they're going to res an asset or an upgrade, you can just do this instantly and force them to de-res it, and then they can't res it again. So at some point they're going to have to waste that money to make you get rid of it. So it's a good way to slow down their economy. Of course, there is ways to get around it by just resing maybe a cheap asset, make you get rid of it, and then resing your more expensive one. But I think it'd be a great way to make them waste the money. Alright, that's it for the runner cards this time. We'll be back soon with the corp cards. Until then, see you next time, Netrunners, and remember to like and subscribe.